Two badges. One legend. Same shape, completely different weapons. On one side, the Porsche 911 Turbo S, the fastest, most brutal 911 Porsche has ever built for the road, now supercharged further by hybrid turbo technology. On the other, the Porsche 911 Carrera GTS, the driver's choice, lighter, sharper, now packing its own electrified punch. Same starting line. Same tarmac. Only one wins the light. Rolling starts. Standing quarter miles. Panic braking from triple-digit speeds. No mercy. No excuses. Just two icons, side by side, settling the argument once and for all. This is the drag race the entire Porsche world has been waiting for. The tarmac is empty. The air is still. Two silhouettes sit nose to nose under the morning light, the 911 Turbo S and the 911 Carrera GTS, both wearing Porsche's newest weapon, electrified turbocharging. For decades, the Turbo S has been the number everyone chases. The car you mention when someone asks what the fastest 911 is. Twin turbocharged, all-wheel drive, launch control that bends physics. It has never lost a straight-line fight without a fight. But the GTS is different this time. It isn't just the sporty middle child anymore. This generation brings a hybrid boost of its own, an electric turbocharger with zero lag, added torque exactly when you need it, and a chassis that has always punched above its price tag. On paper, this shouldn't be close. The Turbo S has more power, more torque, all-wheel drive traction, and a price tag to match. The GTS is lighter, rear-biased, and built for the driver who wants to feel the car working beneath them, not just be launched by it. But drag racing has never just been about numbers. It's about traction, launch technique, turbo response, weight transfer, nerve, two 911s, two philosophies, 1/4 mile. Let's find out if hybrid power has changed the outcome or just changed the noise. First, the 911 Turbo S. This is Porsche's flagship weapon, a twin turbocharged flat-six paired with an electrified turbo system that all but erases lag. Power is sent through an 8-speed PDK gearbox to all four wheels, with rear-biased torque distribution for that unmistakable turbo shove. Launch control here isn't a party trick. It's a repeatable, brutal, four-wheel drive hammer blow that turns tarmac into a slingshot. Everything about the Turbo S is engineered around one goal: never let traction be the limiting factor. Wider hips, staggered tires, all-wheel drive grip, and adaptive aerodynamics all work together so that when the driver buries the throttle, the only thing holding the car back is air resistance. Now, the 911 Carrera GTS. This is the enthusiast 911, the trim that's always set just below turbo money but has never felt like it's missing anything on a back road. This generation adds a single electrified turbocharger to the flat-six, eliminating traditional lag and adding an instant surge of torque low in the rev range, something naturally aspirated purists have wanted for years. Unlike the Turbo S, the GTS sends its power purely to the rear wheels in this test configuration, the classic 911 layout. That means less outright traction off the line, but a lighter nose, sharper turn-in, and a rawer connection between right foot and rear tires. Two flat-six engines. Two different hybrid philosophies. One built for maximum, repeatable violence in a straight line. One built to feel alive in every single input. The stage is set. Time to see what actually happens when the lights go green. Forget the standing quarter mile for a second. This is where road-relevant performance actually lives. The rolling start. The overtake. The moment you need the car to simply go, right now, from an already moving speed. Both 911s line up side by side at a steady cruise. No launch control drama here. Just two throttle pedals and two electrified turbo systems about to prove what they're really made of. The Turbo S answers first. Its twin-turbo setup, boosted by electrified assist, delivers power almost instantly, and the all-wheel drive system puts every ounce of it to the ground without a hint of wheel spin. There's no drama, no squirm, just a wall of acceleration that builds without pause. The GTS isn't as easy at putting power down from this speed. Its rear wheels have to manage the surge of the electrified turbo alone, and on a cooler track, there's a flicker of movement at the rear as the tires bite. But once hooked up, The GTS claws back ground with a ferocity that surprises anyone watching for the first time. Through the mid-range, the gap the Turbo S built off the line holds, sometimes grows. This is the Turbo S's home turf, real world, in-gear acceleration, exactly where all-wheel drive traction turns raw power into usable speed. The GTS never stops fighting. It's noisier, rawer, more theatrical about the whole thing. But in this particular battle, brute traction wins the argument. Advantage, Turbo S. But barely finished, because the next test changes everything. This is the moment. The one both machines have been built around. Two 911s roll to the line. Revs climb. Launch control engages. Left foot on the brake, right foot pinned to the floor. Lights go red. Green. The Turbo S unleashes everything at once. All-wheel drive claws the road instantly. No wheel spin, no drama, just a violent, seamless surge that presses everyone and everything back into their seats. The electrified turbo system fills in any gap before it can even be felt. Gear changes arrive as barely perceptible flickers on the display, the car never losing momentum for a fraction of a second. The GTS launches its own assault a beat later. With power only sent to the rear wheels, there's a moment where the tires must fight for grip before the electrified turbo's torque can be fully deployed. It's not a mistake, it's physics. Rear-wheel drive launches, even brilliant ones, cannot match the traction ceiling of all-wheel drive on a cold, dry surface. But watch closely. Once the GTS hooks up, it doesn't back down. The gap it lost at the line barely grows through second and third gear. The lighter car, carrying less weight over the nose, starts closing distance in the way only a rear-driven Porsche can, through sheer mechanical balance. By the time both cross the quarter-mile marker, the numbers tell the real story. The Turbo S crosses first, sealed by its unshakable launch and traction advantage. The GTS crosses within a whisper, having fought every single foot of the way. The Turbo S wins the sprint. But it does not humiliate the GTS. It simply proves that all-wheel drive at this level of power is still the deciding factor in a straight fight from a standstill. This is the moment hybrid power meets the harsh reality of physics, and physics, as always, has the final word. Speed is only half of the story. What happens when both of these hybrid monsters need to stop? Right now, from triple-digit speed. Both cars accelerate hard to the same target speed, side by side, then hit the brakes at the exact same marker at the exact same moment. The Turbo S, carrying more weight thanks to its all-wheel drive hardware and electrified turbo components, relies on its massive brake package and downforce-generating aerodynamics to haul itself down. It's confident, stable, and utterly unshaken, but physics doesn't forgive extra mass entirely. The GTS, lighter by a meaningful margin, has less mass to shed. Its own braking system, though not as aggressively sized as the turbos, has less weight working against it. The result is a stopping distance that closes the gap the Turbo S built in the sprint, sometimes erasing it completely. Nose dips, tires howl, and both cars come to a stop within feet of each other. This is where the GTS reminds everyone why so many drivers choose it over its more powerful sibling. A lighter car isn't just quicker to change direction, it's quicker to stop, too. The Turbo S wins acceleration. The GTS claws back respect under braking. Two different cars, two different strengths, and one closing argument still left to make. So which hybrid 911 actually wins? In a straight, standing start drag race, the Turbo S takes it, decisively, repeatedly, and without much drama. All-wheel drive combined with electrified turbo power is simply the more complete tool for launching a car as hard as physically possible from a standstill. If the only thing that matters is being first across that quarter-mile line, the Turbo S is your answer every single time. But the story doesn't end at the finish line. In the rolling start, the Turbo S still leads, but by a smaller margin than expected, a signal that the GTS's electrified turbo has genuinely closed the gap between these two cars compared to previous, non-hybrid generations. And under braking, the tables quietly turn. The lighter GTS proves that raw power isn't the only currency that matters. Mass, balance, and efficiency still count for everything the moment you need to slow down. The Turbo S remains the fastest 911 money can buy in a straight line. That hasn't changed, and hybrid power hasn't dethroned it. But the GTS has closed the gap in a way that would have been unthinkable a generation ago, proving that Porsche's electrified turbo technology isn't just a marketing badge. It's a genuine performance upgrade, felt every time the throttle goes down. 2 911s. 2 hybrid systems. 1 winner on the strip. But on a real road, in real corners, the argument is far from over. Which one would you choose? The number or the feeling?